What is mathematics? Mathematics is really a broad topic, and I'd like to give you an overview of what is mathematics, how it has been evolved, and why is it so important, how it is so engaging, and everything else. Now, let us start with the very basics numbers 1, 2, 3, and till the infinity. What is mathematics actually doing it? Mathematics is a language to try to understand the goings of the nature. Science is observing what is the nature, but if you want to quantify it, if you want to understand it in a deeper, better way, then maths is the language. Now, how about how maths came about to be? It's very simple. Like first, we don't know there are numbers. We just did like for example, if there are five chairs, it will say that chair, 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 chair. Or we'll just say it five times. We'll say it different time. But somehow to signify that there was five chairs or the three chairs, we came up with a notation like five, three, and so on. And obviously, five chairs are more in mass and everything than three chairs. So we started to make it in an order. Like one will come before two, three, and so on and so on. So that's how numbers came about. And once we have a something basic foundation of a mathematics, then the some advanced things can be uh, conjectured or maybe proven over the years. Now think about something as very basic as finding how much paint you require to paint your floor in the house. Now, what you can do actually, you can take the paint and try to paint the whole floor and see how much paint it takes. But it's like a counterproductive thing. If your floor is like big like a football stadium, then it will take a lot of time, and you don't want to find it afterwards after you have painted the whole room. You wanted to find it out before, so you can get only buy only that much paint and so on. So here mathematics come into your rescue. What you can do exactly is like divide your room in equal number of shapes, any number of shapes. It can be square, rectangle, any number of shapes, doesn't matter. Okay, as small as you can possible, as large you can. Okay, for example, if your floor can be divided into 100 squares, okay, just paint the one square and see how much paint is required. Multiply that by 100 and you get the number of paint you require to, for the whole room. And that's how mathematics helps you slow and steady. Now what we have done exactly here is we have multiplied, but basically what we are doing is adding all the numbers. Like if you want to find out how much paint your floor requires, you paint the one square, you paint the another square, you paint the 100 square, and you add all of that and you get the paint required for the whole room. But since we have cut your floor room into equal number of rectangles or shapes, so if you just paint one, we know that all of them would require the same paint. So you don't have to actually read, you just have to add that information 100 times. And that is like saying you multiply it by the 100 times. And that's how mathematics really helps. Mathematics sometimes can really become abstract. And by abstract, I means that you think a lot, you go like most of the things cannot be seen in the real life, but it has a practical uses in the real life. For example, in mathematics you can have a point, you can have a line which is one dimensional, a square which is two dimensional, and a cube which is three dimensional. But in reality all of the things are 3D. There's no line, there's no point. Even if you see a line, it is a very small three-dimensional rectangular things, okay, and cuboid, and it's not a line. But in mathematics we can use such abstract things to make up the ideas and the features, and we can learn about them and apply it on our 3D of real world. So most of the things in mathematics can seem abstract, can seem out of ordinary, can seem like what is even the use. For example, in mathematics there is something called a square root of negative one, which is I. Now in real world, you can make up something like a negative one. Like if you take money from someone, you can think it of yourself as having a negative money because you want to give it back at some point of time. But what is the square root of a negative number? There is no such thing as in the real life. But when we use such an abstract concept in mathematics and use to define and solve equations, the bigger equations which are there in the real life can be solved with the abstract idea of negative square root of negative 1 is I. So that's how mathematics can be really helpful. And that's what mathematics basically is. It's just the language which we connect everything in the nature. We come up with ideas, we find something is true. Like for example, infinite number of lines can be passed through a single point. It's just there, it's just true. And from that idea, we can come up with many different ideas. We build upon that, build upon that, some new things, and you keep on. It's a long chain. In science also, it's also long chain. You keep on forever. You can keep reducing it to a single point, which we cannot exactly prove, but we know it's true, and that's how mathematics or science is. Is just everything is in nature. We came up with the nature, and we are just now using or exploiting everything we can come up with mathematics. There is a lot of things to come up with mathematics. It's just there. The answer is there. We just have to find out, come up with our ingenuity, geniuses, creativity ideas, and it's there. For example, let's see the Collatz conjecture. So Collatz conjecture is when we're not able to exactly prove for all the infinite numbers, and it's a very tough problem to crack. But the answer is there. It's either that Collatz conjecture is true or it's not. It's as simple as that. The answer is already there. We have just not found it yet. Okay, we are not just having genius enough to find a method to really find the answer, but the answer is already there. So we are discovering mathematics as we go, step by step, and the applications in the world are limitless. Okay, so go ahead and find the mathematical problem, see how it has been solved, see the application, and get your mind blown. See you guys.